Have you ever wondered why the month of Ramadan holds such a significant place in the hearts of millions around the world? Well, let's delve into the profound depth of its importance. Ramadan, sitting in the 9th position of the Islamic lunar calendar, is not just any month. It is a holy time of fasting, prayer, reflection, and community. It presents a unique opportunity to draw closer to one's faith, to engage in self-reflection, and to foster a sense of unity within the community. This month-long spiritual journey is marked by a heightened sense of devotion and worship, with Muslims around the globe participating in additional prayers and reading the Quran more frequently. It's a time of purification, a time to cleanse one's soul and seek forgiveness. It is a period of spiritual growth and development that resonates deeply within the hearts of believers. Ramadan is indeed a special time, a period of intense spiritual rejuvenation. So how does the holy month of Ramadan commence? You might be intrigued to know that it all begins with the sighting of the moon. Yes, the commencement of Ramadan is not marked by a set date on the Gregorian calendar that we commonly use, but rather, it follows the lunar calendar. This practice has its roots in Islamic tradition, where the visual sighting of the new moon, or hilal, marks the beginning of each new lunar month. This lunar calendar is of paramount importance in Islam. It helps determine the beginning and end of Ramadan, and it also sets the stage for other significant events and festivals in the Islamic year. The sighting of the new moon is a moment of anticipation and excitement. It's not just about the start of a new month, it symbolizes the beginning of a spiritual journey, a journey of self-reflection, increased devotion, and spiritual growth. With the sighting of the new moon, the journey of self-reflection and spiritual growth begins. Now, what are the key rituals that Muslims observe during Ramadan? Ramadan is a time of reflection, prayer, and community, marked by several significant practices. First and foremost, there's fasting from dawn until sunset. This is not simply an abstention from food and drink, but also a time to refrain from negative thoughts and actions. Fasting is a physical manifestation of spiritual discipline, reminding Muslims of the less fortunate and encouraging empathy and generosity. Before the break of dawn, Muslims partake in a pre-dawn meal known as suhoor. This meal, often shared with family, provides the necessary sustenance to endure the day's fast. It's a time of unity, beginning the day with gratitude and intention. As the sun sets, the fast is broken with a meal called iftar, starting traditionally with dates, just as Prophet Muhammad did centuries ago. Iftar is not merely about satisfying hunger, but also a communal celebration, bringing together families and communities in a spirit of fellowship. Then there are the nightly prayers, Taraweeh. These extra prayers performed after the last daily prayer of the night involve recitation of the Quran and are a time for spiritual connection and reflection. Lastly, the reading of the Quran is highly emphasized during Ramadan. Muslims aim to complete the entire Quran within the month, reflecting on its teachings and seeking guidance. These rituals provide a framework for Muslims to seek spiritual growth and closeness to Allah. And how does this holy month conclude, you may ask? Well, it's with the sighting of the next new moon, a celestial event that marks the end of Ramadan. This is when Muslims across the globe celebrate Eidul Fitr, a festive holiday that signifies the end of the fasting period. Imagine a day filled with prayer, feasting, and the giving of gifts. It's a time of joy and gratitude, a day where communities come together in unity and celebration. The day begins with a special prayer, Salat al-Eid, performed in congregation. This is followed by the feasting, where families and friends come together to share a meal, breaking the fast for the last time this month. But Eidul Fitr isn't just about feasting. It's also a time for giving. Gifts are exchanged and charity, known as zakat al-fitr, is given to the less fortunate. This act of giving reinforces the values cultivated during Ramadan: empathy, compassion, and generosity. Eidul Fitr is a joyous celebration, a fitting end to a month of devotion and spiritual growth. So, what have we learned about Ramadan? Well, we've discovered that Ramadan, a sacred time in the Islamic calendar, is marked by fasting, prayer, and charity. It's a time to purify the soul, refocus attention on God, and practice self-discipline. From the sighting of the new moon that marks its beginning, to the joyous celebration of Eidul Fitr at its end, Ramadan is a journey of spiritual growth and reflection. In essence, Ramadan is a time for spiritual growth and reflection, a time to connect with a higher power and with each other.